eyebrow pencil, Sneaky K in dark brown. This little triangle tip. I hope you saw that. Let's put our lip on first, shall we? This is forever. So, once upon a time, I said that I was going to do makeup for eczema. And so, since my skin has rebounded off of that for the last week or so, I can, well, it's like 2 weeks now. Like, it was like, for like 2 weeks. So, anyway, it's better now, but, or at least the flare-up is gone now, so I can show you what I did and what I used to do, which are the same thing. I didn't change anything. It's just that I don't have my eczema doesn't break out as often as it does when I was little. So, and when I was little I wasn't wearing makeup, so now where it flares up less frequently, like sometimes I won't even realize it's eczema. I'll be like, oh, what's wrong with my skin? Like, why am I getting these little patches? And then it'll come to me like a day or two after I'm trying to treat it like a regular dry skin patch. It'll come to me a day or two later like, oh, that must be my eczema. Because mine, I feel like in the scope of eczema, mine is pretty mild. So I get like these patches, it'll be on my face or like near my elbow or something like that. They used to break out like on my sides, just like a patch like right on one side. So it would be one side or the other. So it would be either side. That's why I say side. But it would be like a patch like on my stomach, close to the side. But like never below the waist, which is interesting. Like if it's on my body, I always know. I'm like, ah, there's my eczema. But for some reason on my face, it doesn't register all the time. Like, I guess because, you know, the face does so many things. Let me get back to my eyebrows. And my kind of eczema is the kind that, how do I explain my eczema? It's like, first and foremost, a dry patch, but it's more than a dry patch. It's kind of like, I don't know how else to explain it except grainy. It's grainy, and when I was little, it used to feel like fuzz was coming out of it. That's what it felt like. Like, I don't, like, if you have eczema, maybe one of you has something similar, and then it's like dry, flaky, but not flaky like regular dead skin. It's like, you know. That's the best way I can explain it. So anyway, sometimes that happens on my face, like in a patch, like it'll be like here, or it'll be like here, or something like that. It's usually not on my forehead. I guess it likes the meatier places of the skin. Anyway, I like the color this gives. There's another side. There's the mascara side. Bing! With this tiny, tiny spoolie. Isn't that cute? I was showing my older sister this when I first got it because I was like, it's not light enough. Or it's too light. I don't know how to describe it. Because I wanted it to be brown like my skin so that my eyebrows would be naked. And the last time I used it, I put a lot of the mascara on, like a lot. So anyway, after we do these eyebrows, we will get into the mascara, the eczema part of this makeup. Okay, they look so weird in this light, like they look uneven, but I promise they're not. I feel like I should trust my eyes and not the camera. I think I'm gonna trust my eyes and not the camera. That's how you walk around not looking the way you want to look. And you trust the camera too much. So anyway. So now we will get into the eczema part of this makeup for eczema video. Yeah. First, if you have eczema, you have, you know, your cream. You have your cream, you have your oil, the thing that you use to one, like soothe the face, because sometimes it itches a lot sometimes. For some people it itches more than others, I think, but mine gets kind of itchy. When I was younger, before I started wearing makeup or anything like that, I always used a cream, and the cream I used was Jergens. And then we started getting, who was that? It's the one, they were like one of the first people to make theirs with aloe vera. It's like Aveeno. I used Aveeno a lot, especially they had an oatmeal one, and that was my jam. Oatmeal soap is also really good, and then antiseptic soap. So I washed my face with only really sensitive soaps, like oatmeal bars or antiseptic soaps. So if you didn't know that part, and if you did, that helps a lot with eczema on the body and especially on the face, with calming it and helping it dissipate faster. At least that's what worked for me. You might have to get something more aggressive depending on your level of eczema. So anyway, I started wearing makeup or whatever, and I still used the Aveeno stuff, but I stopped using skin lotion on my face because I felt like it wasn't working for me. So don't shy away from putting like skin lotion on your face. That's still something that works, especially during the winter time. I will put certain skin lotions on my face, like Aveeno. And especially at night, I like creams, like really heavy creams at night help me a lot in the winter time. But in the summertime, I don't really like creams on my body or my face. Here, as I got older, I don't particularly like cream, like unless it's a very, very light cream on my body. I like oils more, but I do like lotion for my joints. But for eczema, let's stick to the topic. For eczema, I do like oil, light oils for my face. So I just took some oil here, I rubbed it into my hands. I actually put too much because I was talking, but it's okay because when I have eczema, I concentrate the oil right on that spot. Say the breakouts here and here, I'll like put more on that spot, like, you know, like tap it over it, you know what I mean, kind of like press it into the patch, because like I said before, it gets really dry. Like press it in there. Like my mother used to just do small circles when I was younger, and she had to put like certain ointments on my body. I think it was more severe when I was younger too, but she had like ointment, and I don't even know what ointment that was. Anyway, and then usually I just let this sit and do everything else. And we'll brush my teeth, eat a meal, blah blah blah. But since I did all that already, except eat a meal, I'm going to skip right into it. Plus, light oils don't take as long to absorb into my skin, but again, that's case by case. The oil I used is hemp body oil that my sister got me, eucalyptus with avocado oil. It's been helping me so much since she got it for me. Normally I do something like what is it, almond oil. Almond oil was my absolute go-to, so I like those two things. Now that your face is all greasy. The second part is I skip primer because depending on where the breakout is, I feel like the primer makes it lumpy, unless you have a certain primer that's like really moisturizing. So, but if I absolutely, depending on the foundation I'm wearing or depending on the overall skin condition besides the eczema, then I will put primer on. And the primer I like is the e.l.f. Poreless primer. I don't know why, but I feel like it gives me the best texture, even better than the Smashbox primer that I used to hate but now love. Okay, so then I avoid where the eczema patch is. My breakout was like here last week, so I would just kind of keep it all the way inside, you know, like that. Boop. Okay, alright, so now we should do the eyes. Do any of you get any on your eyelids? I've never gotten it on my eyelids before. The double part of this concept, I'm just using the Nika K Perfect 10. It was raining this morning, but now it's just so sunny outside. So we'll just do something really simple. I try to draw attention away from where the spot is. So if it's right about in front of my eye, I do more for my lip. And if it's like closer to my cheeks or whatever, I focus it more towards my eyes. We're gonna do this white over here. Oh, you know what? I need to put my base on. And it's free. I kind of want to put that champagne gold. Let's do this first. We're just going to put it here on the inner corner. I like that. Alright, we're going to carry some down here. Alright, and actually I'm going to take that brown, instead of that gold one, I'm going to use that brown one. I keep looking at this little sea green right here. Just like right only on the movable lid. I like that. Like as close to the lash as possible. I don't think I'm gonna do eyeliner. How dreamy. Kind of blended into the corner there with the white. Ooh. Ooh. Alright. I'm gonna put that away real fast. And then we're just gonna do mascara real quick. I'm just gonna do a little mascara. Sponge. No. There. Okay. Yay. And so now to the most important part. The most important part is what kind of foundation you're going to use. I'm obviously not going to use one that's matte. Unless it's something that dries matte, but like a soft matte. For me, the things that dried into a softer matte are things like the Estee Lauder Double Wear. That's it. The rest of my foundations dry down to either completely matte or a skin finish. So I stick to things that'll dry down to a skin finish, like my Range Beauty or the Juvia's Place, the tube one, so the cream liquid, because it's not like liquid, it's like really thick. The Black Opal stick was really good for that. Oh, my Iman stick is also to dry for when I have an eczema breakout, but the compact is good because it's matte, but it's like a powder finish since it's a cream to powder compact, so that's okay for me too. Who else? Back to the foundations that are good. Oh, the Guerlain. The Guerlain that I have was really good too because it kind of dries down to like a water finish. It's soft. I'm missing somebody. Oh, CoverGirl. My CoverGirl Queen collection. That one, because it's also another powder finish. So it's soft. That's the key. It can't be like dry matte. It has to be a powder finish for me because it's soft and kind of blurs the texture of your skin. That's the key. Something really emollient, also it doesn't blur the texture, it just helps with the dry aspect of it. And so the things that are skin finish, they won't blur the texture, but they will help with the dryness of it, so it kind of camouflages it that way. The Guerlain is not high coverage. If you have discoloration with your eczema, it's not going to do anything that you want it to do. Regardless of all of those things, I like all those things, but today I wanted to stick with the whole dry concept. So I am using the Age Perfect Serum Foundation. Now it is made for mature skin, so that's why I knew that it would be good for if you're having drier skin, because I watch a lot of older women on YouTube and the recurring the recurring the recurring topic is drier skin, like how the skin has gotten drier over time. One lady I watch picked this up just recently, and she's gonna try it. I'd like to know what an actual older woman feels about it, because I like it. But I don't necessarily have dry skin, so I would like to know what the target market for this product feels about this. So anyway, so I put it on my skin like regular. I don't put any more on the area. I just put it on like regular. Okay. Now is the application. I use a sponge or this little compact here, the little puff in there. I didn't try it out recently with my UB brush, but a brush like that, that's small and compact with really, really, really soft bristles, I think will be okay, because you can gently buff the foundation onto your skin. But patting things into my skin like I do, like I'm doing now, with a sponge or one of these is nice. That's why I like the Iman one, because it comes with its own silicone thing. Any compact, any old school compact will always come with something like this. It doesn't necessarily have this part on it, it's just usually the little puff. But I think I'll sew this little strap onto them. I have some ribbon, it's purple ribbon, and then especially where the breakout is, like say this is where the breakout is, I just kind of gently tap around the breakout. Going over the breakout is the last thing I do. I like do my whole face or whatever, and then tap around the breakout, and then gently kind of press over it so that it's like camouflaged into the face. Because you don't want to put too much foundation directly on your eczema patch, because then it'll look really lumpy. Okay, see that? I really like this foundation. I'm just wiping that off so I can put it back on. When I have eczema, I actually skip blush because I don't want the powder to go over it and ruin all the emoliating that I did. So now we're gonna skip straight to lip, and I'm using Pat McGrath liner. It's this is ground control. I feel like it's the color of chestnut, not cork, chestnut, or somewhere in between chestnut and cork. I wish I could compare them. That was forever. Beauty. And done. So that is my makeup for eczema. And so since I do this in the morning, as the day goes, the oils kind of sink into your face, and then by the end of the day you should have a pretty even face that doesn't feel dry and tight, because those parts also, they get tight and it gets uncomfortable, so that should help. And then especially for me, it really helps with the itching part because it's not dry. I noticed that it itches a lot more if I leave those places dry. So anyway, that is my makeup for eczema. Yeah, of course you can use like whatever colors on your eye and lip that you want. I kind of wanted to reflect the now sunny backyard. Okay, thanks for watching.